how they work it. They're a Democrat. These are Democrats. These are people long beyond Democrats. When I used to say to Sean on his show, I'd say our country, Sean, will never be a socialist country, and it won't. It'll be a communist country. They skipped socialism. They told us we cannot let this happen to our country. Because if it does happen, we'll never be able to come back. We'll never be able to make a comeback from it. So we're going to have a big election. This is a very Pennsylvania and very important. The Commonwealth, you never want to call it a state. The Commonwealth, if you ever call it a state, I've seen their political career ruined by saying the state of Pennsylvania. Now, you never want to call it a state. Now, I'll tell you how dishonest they are. They'll take out one little state and write that the state of Pennsylvania, and they'll play it. The state of Pennsylvania, they'll cut it. Well, it's one of what? Let me just, because they're fake. And one thing we should say, not him and not Fox, and we have a couple of others out there that are good, but the biggest, a great enemy to this country is the fake news media. It's a big, and they have to change their way. Or have to change their way before we let the president go. But this is airing part 2 on Thursday night. I want to ask you one final question. In 5 nights, you will be on the stage, not with me, but with Kamala Harris. Now, if I'm going to make a prediction, I think she's going to try and annoy, agitate, irritate, frustrate, and piss you off, to use a phrase. And are you aware of how she debates, and probably every name in the book she can call you, and without giving away your tactic? Yeah, you don't want to do that, but you know what? Biden, you and I had the same discussion. No, and I let him talk. I'm gonna let her talk because you've all seen it. There are those that say that Biden is smarter than she is, okay? And if that's the case, we have a problem. But, debating's an interesting thing. I've been in many debates. I think I probably have. One, because of debating, maybe, we had a lot of debates with the Republicans, and we had Crooked Hillary. We had a lot of different people who had a debate. And we had some great debates. You do remember the Rosie O'Donnell debate, remember it? Rosie O'Donnell. He's a real great one. Isn't she a great one? Anyway, but a debate is interesting. You can go in with all the strategy you want, but you have to sort of feel it out as the debate's taking place. I've seen it. You go in there and you have a strategy. Mike Tyson made the statement. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. It's true. It was a brilliant statement. It's a brilliant statement. So I can tell Sean exactly what I'm going to do, but things change. It depends a lot on ABC. Will they be fair or not? If they're not going to be fair, I'm going to be a little bit different than if they are. I hope they're going to be fair. We're putting a lot of reliance on a network which is known for being extremely hostile to the people in this room and to, I think, 75-80% of the country, if you want to really know the truth. But, Sean, all I can say is, I've seen Mitt Romney go and lock himself into a log cabin for 4 or 5 weeks, and then he came out and he was horrible in the debate. He couldn't talk. He gained great knowledge. He couldn't talk. And Candy Crowley came out, and she made a terrible statement that turned out to be wrong, but it destroyed the guy. But look, you have to, the way I look at debating, I think I've been really practicing all my life for this stuff. Ultimately, that's what it's sort of about. So, it'll be an interesting evening. And the Biden debate was a very interesting evening. I was sort of surprised by it a little bit, by, what he did and the way he reacted. And you don't know how somebody's going to react. Even a professional, you don't know how they're going to react. And you have to sort of go with it as you get up there. So I'd love to give you an answer. This is what I'm going to do, son. But when you get up there, you sort of, because I've done a lot of it. I went from now having debated, having done a lot of debates. But if she knows she's going to try and annoy you,